New Zealand, and more specifically North Island, now is coming to a close. It's been 8 weeks since we've retired, and we're kind of reflecting on whether it's been as we thought, and just what's different.
So we had the first month in the South Island was moving every few days, camping, and quite sort of a fast pace.
And then second month in North Island, where we've done it quite different. We've based ourselves in Auckland with a long-term friend with origins in Japan, and another old school friend down in New Plymouth.
And we've just kind of done side trips from Auckland. So it's been a bit of a slower pace, which has been nice. In the South Island we were camping, apart from just a few days in an Airbnb. Here in the north, being based in a friend's house has been great. Had our own room with 4 walls. And the camping we've just done much less of. But
but glamping maybe a little bit rather than camping like the South Island.
Our last camping trip was, we stayed at the most amazing campsite. Everything was new. The whole toilet block was new, the kitchen was new, all the facilities were incredible. There was a swimming pool. It was just stunning. So that was a really nice way to finish off our camping experience.
We've had a real mix of experiences that we've already had previously in New Zealand, and places too, but also things that have been quite new, things that either we didn't know about, or it's like we've discovered our own hidden gems. So this is my 5th time in New Zealand. I couldn't believe that when you sort of chronologically went through and worked it out. I can't believe I've been here 5 times. I don't think I've been to any other country 5 times.
I've been here 6 times. So it's obviously a place that we like and we enjoy it, which is one of the reasons we chose to come back. One of the places we went back to was Rotorua.
If you've never been to Rotorua, you can smell it before you find it. And so many people have funny thoughts on Rotorua, but I think we both love it.
Oh, I love it. It's so different with all the thermal things right in the middle of the city. Boiling mud, steam coming out of the side of the road. You're living right in it.
But you can definitely smell the sulphur.
Yes.
It is unique of anywhere in the world I've visited anyway.
So it was nice to go back there, and we've stayed at the same campsite that we stayed at 20-something years ago. This is our tent site in Rotorua. It's the Cozy Cottage tent site. We stayed here 28 years ago, and this site, along with some others, is a heated tent site, so it's got the geothermal springs underneath. There is a swimming pool, but I don't think we'll be in that. This is our hire car for the North Island, a much smaller hybrid Toyota Aqua, and
look what I found.
special supplies from Francis. Thank you, Francis.
The most awesome Aucklander in the whole of New Zealand.
Yes. Over here is a sign that says boiling mud, and the steam coming out there. Let me go and have a look. Yeah, boiling mud. And we also visited Huka Falls, which are very powerful, beautiful waterfalls. Just on our drive, we went a little bit off track to see those, and that was well worth it.
Yeah, Huka Falls was particularly special because while we were seeing the powerful waterfalls here in New Zealand, we also had our daughter who was away over in Canada at the Niagara Falls, so it was a sort of serendipitous with her and us, and it was all about the water at that same day.
Yeah. We also went to Hawke's Bay, where I lived for a year between school and university, so I've got a lot of memories there. So I was looking forward to going back there and seeing the places that I thought I'd remember, and up Timata Peak, which was a hill that I used to climb, at Napier, which is an Art Deco city out on the coast that was rebuilt in an Art Deco style after an earthquake in the 30s. So it's a very interesting city. We're in Napier, and I remember last time I was here there was a big thing about how it's been rebuilt after the earthquake in the 30s, and how after the earthquake they didn't want any street signs that might fall down, so they put all the street signs on the ground or on buildings. Who's he waving to? Ah! that the dog is waving to this boy up here.
So after Napier, then Havelock North, which, yeah, you loved it. So did I.
Havelock's a lovely town and the people are super friendly. It's just a really lovely little corner of the world. I have very happy memories from 30 odd years ago from there, and I think it's still just as nice now, if a little different. We also went up Timata Peak, which is a very pretty and unusual hill just out the back of Havelock North that I used to walk up from the school that I used to work at.
Yeah, it really dominates the whole of the landscape behind you. Everywhere you look, you can see it. But we did still manage to find new things around North Island. Out to Rotorua, we went up to Rainbow Mountain, and not the Peruvian Rainbow Mountain though.
No. And neither of us had been up there before, so again that was good to find something new in such a familiar place. Okay, 30 meters to the Crater Lakes. Oh, can you even see a barrier?
Not 30 minutes.
No, not 30 minutes, 30 meters. So this is Crater Lakes.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. What a surprise. Oh, that was worth the 30 meters.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. It's like the same colour as the glacial rivers, but it's thermal.
It's the Rainbow Mountain.
Why was it called Rainbow Mountain? For the red ochre.
Yeah, which you can see going up the hill. And presumably we walk around that way and then climb up to
the top
ridge,
of that
which
hill.
will be the peak.
Purple, kind of purple berries, and what are they like?
Like what my mum used to put into her jewellery, beautiful, like winter berries. Just need the silver to go with them.
Almost at the top. The top of Rainbow Mountain. This little pole, another pole over there with Ewan.
Yeah, that was a good hike. The weather was lovely. We also went on a bike winery tour.
It was fun, and again, when I lived there 30 odd years ago, I never went to any wineries, so again, something new.
And we also found Bell Rock, which was a little bit out of the way.
Very much out of the way, but spectacular.
And a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yay! We did it!
Ewan's gone up there to take a video. Very brief video. Very scary spot. Quite impressive. So we're at Bell Rock, which you can see behind us. That kind of looks like a bell, but it sort of sticks out quite a lot. Scary drop.
There's some flat cliff edges that, it says don't go there in the wind, but oh my god, I think I've developed a new fear unlocked. Look at it.
I already had that fear. I was there ages ago.
Yeah, I like to enjoy it and I'm okay on the high bits, but not the sheer drops.
Yes.
Whew.
Scary. One of the reasons we decided to retire early and travel was to do it while we were still young enough and fit enough to be able to do all the things that we want to do. Running and hiking and cycling. Ewan didn't know he wanted to go cycling. One of the things we did in Hawke's Bay was our cycle winery tour, which was great fun. It was very different to do a winery tour by bike. Right, on our way to pick up our bikes to go on a cycle wine tour. I'm very excited.
We're ready for the hills?
Yes, the map has hills on 2 bits of the bike ride, but the guy at the shop said they weren't very big hills.
But I'm quite convinced he's a mountain biker and he's also from New Zealand, so they could be vertical.
And I know on my bike when I cycled to work, like any little small gradient was a big hill, so...
I'm hoping we don't have to get off though and push the bikes up the hill.
Alright, let's see how we go. Oh, so that's where we walked up, yes? Elephant Hill Winery. What an entrance! Looking forward to tasting some wine! It was an amazing experience, stunning views, fun to cycle, nice wine, nice food, just a different new experience that was, you know, good memory. And it was another way of keeping fit and getting some exercise, so different to the muscles we usually use. But
this is the time, probably now, the next few years, is when we want to be keeping active, doing active things. I can't imagine in 20 years' time wanting to do a bicycle winery tour, but you never know.
Maybe we'll go for the e-bikes if we do it in 20 years' time. In Hawke's Bay as well, we went up Te Mata Peak, and we mentioned that before. It's the hill that dominates the skyline in Hawke's Bay, and there's a lot of hikes up there. Ewan ran, I hiked, different tracks, lots of people hang gliding from the top. Just a lovely day out, and again, a good way of keeping fit, exercising. We've also managed to do parkruns every Saturday we've been in New Zealand.
Trying to collect new letters and new times. And
so yes, the parkrun, if you don't know, every Saturday morning, it's a 5K run that's offered for free, and it's all over the world in lots of different locations. So you sign up, you get a barcode, and you just turn up to any of the locations that parkrun exists, and you do the run. So your time is recorded, you can check it on the website afterwards, and I have an app where I'm collecting parkruns that start with every letter of the alphabet, and the date bingo, all the dates that you do it on.
But really it's 5 kilometers, you're challenging yourself, and and you always meet people, it's always good fun.
Yeah, it's a good sociable thing to do, and there's always a coffee spot afterwards that everyone goes to, so yeah, that's a good thing to do when we're traveling, and you can walk it or run it. So
other than parkrun, the other big challenge that we've had with New Zealand has been the running that's coming soon, but also I've wanted for a long time to go up Taranaki. On the day I just got started.
About to start.
Well, it looks a bit steeper than the pyramid does, but we couldn't have got any better weather, so it should be fun.
So 4 hours fastest, somewhere between 4 and 6 hours.
Yeah, 4 up, 2 down, maybe a bit quicker. But no, I'll go steady and just enjoy it. Okay.
Good luck, have fun.
See you. Right, I'll be back.
Alrighty, be careful. Off it goes.
We were really lucky that the weather did play ball for us. So I started the run. It was beautiful, nice, flat and enjoyable. And then after getting to the hut, the serious fun began. There's the top. So this is the 1 hour mark. That's where we've come. The mountains way over there in the background, but pretty happy with 1 hour. My legs are just about run out of steam at here, but that's what it's all about. Stunning. So, I mean, really, it was almost 2,000 meters of elevation. So it all came in the last 2 kilometers, really. The track is amazing. It's so well marked. The DOC, the Department of Conservation, they've done an amazing job. It's quite busy. It's not remote. It's just extremely difficult. The ladders, they're not really ladders, but they're wooden steps, I guess you would call them, and they're at an angle like that. So you walk up those for 5-10 minutes, and from the top of them you end up into the scree. Scoria or scree it's all these, they're just tiny pebbles, but thousands and thousands and thousands of them. You're literally sinking into them as you step. Every step that you take, you sort of 30% of your effort is going backwards as you lean forwards.
Well, we're at an hour and a half now. Some tiny little wispy clouds, so they shouldn't really get in the way. You can almost say there's a few people now.
And after battling through that, it was quite a quest. It was a bit of a Bilbo Baggins sort of climb up to Mount Doom, but a big Mount Doom. After climbing through the scree, you get into the lava rocks, which are quite sharp.
Right, we've just come into the crater. It's just hit 2 hours. There's a bit of snow there. And we can look back out, over and down.
Before the last 2 or 3 minutes onto the summit. Now, when you look at the mountain from a distance, it's like it goes up to a point. But the reality is, there's a big flat plateau on the top. Just views to die for. You could see everything that Jill could see when she was at the lower huts. But just sort of looking down on those, the mountains in the distance.
Well, made it to the top. It's beautiful and clear. There's a few people on this little flat bit at the top. Looking out to the ocean there. Oh, finally a little bit of breeze. Wow. Amazing, hey? Wow. Wow.
So that really was a lifetime experience, something I've wanted to do for 20 plus years, and amazing that it came together.
While Ewan was up and down the summit, I just did a little walk around the mountain, one of the huts, and just enjoyed the amazing views that you get from even halfway up that mountain on a beautiful day.
Good fun.
Yeah. Like we said, one of the reasons we've retired early and are traveling is to be able to be active and run and hike and cycle while we're physically able to. So I think we're doing a good job of that so far. One thing we've been doing as we're traveling, which I think everyone does, is comparing. And you compare to...
Oh!
Mouse. Oi, mouse.
Bit of a cat attack on the GoPro.
Okay, comparing. I think you can't help but compare things that you see to what you know. So there's the comparisons between what we're doing now and back home in Cairns, where we've been for the last 20 odd years. But there's also, because New Zealand is somewhere that we've been several times, there's the comparisons of that. And I think the first time I was here for a year. And then when we came for the first time, we were here for 6 months. So it was a good chunk of time. So there's a lot of, again, going to familiar places. We're comparing our experiences now to our experiences 20, 30 years ago. And it is very different. We camped when we came 20, 30 years ago, but we were hitching. This time we're driving.
Last time we carried everything. We
Yes.
had about 30 kilos each, and this time we have a car.
20 kilos.
Oh, your pack must have been lighter than mine then.
I love camping. I grew up camping. I've camped all my life. I really enjoy being in a tent and that outdoor kind of life that you're always in the fresh air. And I still enjoy that. But I think it is different now. And I don't know if some of it is we're older, or I think actually a lot of it is we're so used to the convenience of having everything there. And then being in a tent.
You mean in a house, everything?
Yes.
There. Yeah.
Being in the tent, you have to go out of the tent and go across the campsite to the bathroom or the kitchen. Maybe when we were camping we had our little stove and we ate more at the tent, but...
And we were in more remote places a lot of the
Yes.
time.
But this time we've been staying in top 10 campsites, nice campsites that have all the facilities, because it is nice to have that full kitchen, hot showers, flushing toilets, that kind of thing. So, but yes, then there's it's not a big thing that you have to walk across to the kitchen to cook dinner. I don't mind that. But you get there and then you realize you've forgotten the pans. You have to go back. Or you get there and you've forgotten the rice. Or you know, it's back and forward a little bit. So camping is more, it's good, but it's just different. And it's not the comfort. I find sleeping in a tent quite comfortable. It's the convenience that is different.
Everything's a challenge though, whether it's doing the laundry, whether it's working out dinner, or where you've left the breakfast.
And it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. You know, it's nice to have that challenge every day, and it means you're more mindful about what you're doing. You're not just mindlessly waking up, going to the kitchen, make your breakfast.
There's no autopilot.
No, there's no autopilot. Sure. It's all new and it's good. I like that, but that is one of the differences of then and now. And also the differences in the places that we're going. Like I said, in Hawke's Bay, I lived there for a year in a very small little town called Havelock North, a little village. And I went back, and I was there for a year, but I went back and did not recognize it at all. Totally unfamiliar, because a lot of those little buildings in the center have been demolished and rebuilt 2-story. And yeah, it's funny to go back somewhere that I loved so much, have such good memories of, but it is so unfamiliar. It does look so strange.
Can't stop progress.
No. And I think it's the day-to-day things that are different. I think the memories you have of places you go are of activities that you've done, of things that you've seen, people that you've met, and also the photos that you took that you've looked back on that reinforce those memories. I don't think you remember the day-to-day things. I don't ever remember being cold when we were camping. I'm sure we were, but we found we were cold this time when we were camping.
And that again though was the contrast coming from 33 degrees in Cairns to 3 degrees in New Zealand.
Yeah.
That we just didn't even remember that it ever got that cold, and obviously it does. I mean, there's still snow on the mountains even in summer.
But it is those little day-to-day things that, something like doing laundry. I have no memory of doing any laundry when we were backpacking, when we were camping 20 years ago. I don't remember doing laundry. We didn't take pictures of doing laundry. It's not a memorable thing. It's not a big thing. But going to do laundry in the campsite here, we drew cash out. New Zealand is very much like Australia. It's quite a cashless society. Just use your credit card or your card for everything. But we knew that we would need to do laundry. And for washing machines, you need coins. So we drew a little bit of cash out the machine and got some change. So we had the coins to do our laundry. And then we went to do the laundry and found that in the campsite, the laundry machines didn't take coins anymore. You pay for it all on a website or with a card. So you scan the QR code, choose which number machine you want.
Yeah, and that's the washing machine and the dryer.
And it's just so it was quite an experience putting on a washing machine from my phone and setting that all going.
But everyone was finding the same though. I mean, you were able to rescue a couple who'd done the same thing, and another time we ended up with somebody else's drying because they pushed the wrong machine. And there's no person there who can fix these things. So every day's an adventure.
It is. And it is. I mean, when we travelled, though, the internet was barely just starting. It was internet cafes. There was no phone. And now everything is on our phone, which, you know, we're fine with that. We use our phones in everyday life in Australia now. But it's just that contrast again between what we did here 20, 30 years ago, and we're doing the same kind of thing travelling around and camping now, and just those little differences.
And choosing things by weather. 20, 30 years ago, we had no idea what the weather was going to be day to day. But now we're constantly checking the forecast, and I mean that has really improved the experience because we've been able to pick things to do based on the weather.
Equally, one of our best experiences from 20 odd years ago here was when we were camping on Great Barrier Island, and there was a cyclone coming, but we didn't know because we weren't checking the weather on our phones every day. We just thought
it often rained a little bit.
So there was just a bit of rain, and someone came and basically knocked on the door of our tent and said, "There's a cyclone coming." And this lady, offered to take us in. She had a bed and breakfast with space. and she took us and one other hiker in from Alaska and looked after us for 2-3 days while the cyclone blew over. So
I still remember playing the accordion for the first and only time in my life on that trip.
But if we'd known there was a cyclone, we probably would have got out, and we wouldn't have had that experience of meeting that lady and spending the time with her there.
Or maybe not even taking the trip full stop.
Differences in experiences, and there's positives and negatives to it all.
There's just one more week left in New Zealand. It's been fantastic.
Tomorrow, we're heading back to Rotorua for really the main reason we came to New Zealand in the first place, for the first stop on our trip, to do the Tarawera Ultra, which is a big run we've done before, and we're doing it again.
Yeah, everything we've done for the last 6 weeks, it really has been about active, being out and about, trying to have time on feet and ready for the big run.
But it feels like we're going on holiday, because this has been, the package that we're signed ourselves up
to and wrote the itinerary ourselves.
So we're taking the bus there, we've got a motel booked, and then it's the whole festival of the weekend, not just the run itself, but the whole package of the build up to it, the food carts, meeting people, and it'll be a good experience. Can't wait for that.
And hopefully the best possible way to finish off our time in New Zealand.